Hi everyone on YouTube. This is Na again, making another one of my live Come Alive YouTube stream. So hopefully this video tonight, I killed, right, the issues of perverts being on my channel, right, talking about 100 verses on the Bible, right, condemning them. So yes, what I was thinking right now is my table is I was thinking about getting one of those drawers that you can kind of hook to the edge of the table or underneath the shelf, which my table doesn't have. I have a basic light, beach blue table. So I was thinking tomorrow to get a small thing to kind of slip to the edge of my table onto my right, so I can have, more something. On the left, I have, I don't have drawers, but I kind of like that. It came with like a basket, and I changed it out with my own basket. So it came with one, and I have two. So rearranging your house, right, making it a more productive environment. I think I'm going to do that. I saw one tonight at Ross that I really like. It's made in Italy. It's not too big. It's more like this. So it's going to be perfect, kind of like on the side here. And another thing is my mouse, right? My mouse is always, right? And the kitties are always knocking it off the table. So once I put that thing to slip it here, not only will it give me an additional rack above my computer on the bottom, it will keep my mouse in place. You see, creative ideas, right? Wonderful things happen when you don't have shit on your brain and sex and being a pervert. So I hope everybody's having a good day and a good night. I apologize for the pervert that interrupted my daytime video, try to take over YouTube with their perversion. So I hope that I shot them down, 101 times, reading the Bible, letting them know how perverted they are. But more so, if you feel anybody on the YouTube platform is sexually inappropriate or harassing you, report them, okay? Report them. And hopefully, boo-hoo, they'll get their account deleted. On many occasions, I just report people left and right on YouTube. Because, we're here for the community, like I said, and for that to happen, we have to be in unity. And when I have somebody reach out to me, and it's pretty obvious, they want conflict, right? I just pretty much block them. Don't let these kind of creeps open a can of worms, all right? So report them to YouTube. If need be, if they're in your area, right, do not hesitate to contact your local police department. Start filing a report. If they persistently escalate that problem online, right, you don't know if that's an isolated incident to you or other people, or if it's more than meets the eyes. Definitely report it to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Internet Crime Complaint Form, www.ic3.gov. The FBI and I have zero tolerance for perverts. Okay? And this is something they welcome to hear from you guys. And then, I will do my part to inform you guys about, events that happened today and what is behind it, right? So usually this idiot that showed up in my live stream earlier, he was trying to get me to, I guess, go on that page, right? And probably on that page to click a link or something to that extent. And you're probably wondering, what's the big deal with all these links? And what is a malicious link? All right. Well, a good way to clarify all that, well, what's the difference between an ATM and an ATM skimmer, right? One is criminal, the skimmer, and one, right, is actually to legitly get your cash, right? So there are a lot of links out there to help clarify it, but a lot of them are malicious, okay? So you're probably, well, what does that mean? Well, it's equivalent to an ATM skimmer. Once criminals put an ATM skimmer on top of an actual legit skimmer, then they can go and commit a crime, right? They can read your number and get your cash and pretty much do whatever they want. That's why all these online creeps always click that link. Click that link. Don't. Okay? My teaching that works 100% in bringing crimes to a zero, total disengagement. Okay? And as I explained before in my previous videos, the police, right, the sheriff, CDCR, corrections, the military, and so on, people who serve to protect our country and restore law and order, they have to engage, right? They have to engage in wrestling somebody. They have to engage in them verbally, sometimes physical confrontation, and sometimes they have to kill them. It's part of the job. It's their job. And sometimes they get killed. But that's just half of the picture. Okay? For civilians, non-civilians, right? People who are not a law enforcement student or active law enforcement, how you can help completely seal that off, total disengagement. Why? Because it works. If criminals, creeps online keep on asking you to click the link and you don't, it doesn't work, right? Like the pervert earlier, he was trying to talk to me, right? Didn't work. He was trying to get me to like his page or do something there. Didn't work. Total disengagement. Treat them as if they are already dead, because they are. You're dealing with people who have the morally dead. Okay? Or else they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Total disengagement. Online. If you have to question anything online, that is the answer. Do not engage in anything with them. Right? Do not pick up the phone. Do not respond. Do not be intimidated. For example, fake IRS workers. Right? because people here in this country can't even fake that they're law enforcement, right? For example, if they're security officers, a guard. So now you have like these fake IRS workers from other countries that have the gall, right, to pretend they're IRS, right? Or China making fake driver's license. Is China the DMV? No. And they know it. This is a total disregard for law and order and America, the United States, right? And the way I'm telling you to combat it is to total disengagement. Do not talk to them on your phone. Block their call. Right? I'm on T-Mobile Scam Guard Shield, so it not only blocks their texts, it blocks their photos, and it blocks their ability to call and even breathe on my phone. Okay? Report them to the Do Not Call registry. And for all you idiot criminals out there, T-Mobile has what's called voice. Voice. Let me see what it is. So essentially what it does, everything said and done can be used against you in a court of law. They transcribe everything everybody says on my phone. It's called visual voicemail. Right? So everything you say and do is being recorded and can and will be used against you in a court of law. All I have to do is screenshot that and save it. Okay? Right? And then be wisen up. I create 5 Gmail, so they're like filers, right? And 2 phone numbers. This is personal and this is professional, right? No perverts allowed. And the professional number is not only not listed, it's hidden, which is something you can use as a second step verification to make secure your T-Mobile, I'm going to shut the window. It's a little chilly. So those are some of the things you can do on your phone, right? On Gmail, same thing. Right? Trash them for what they are. Report them as spams. Right? Don't respond. I don't trust Google. I don't trust Twitter, and I don't trust Facebook. They're guilty by association, but Google blocked, they said they had to block millions of Gmails, right? Because people were being flooded with a bunch of things and questions. And if you guys haven't known already, the Google platform is a breeding ground for all these different kinds of crimes and scams. As a matter of fact, recently I had one involving Facebook. I'll show you guys. I love it right now. It is so quiet. I can hear like a buzz. So here, this is one scam for the day. Okay. I'll read it to you guys because it's hard, to see it on the screens of YouTube. Plus, it's nice just to have somebody read to you. Wednesday, November 3rd, 2021. And it's got the Facebook logo. And usually these logos are clones, right? They can imitate any major platform, even YouTube. So really scrutinize the colors and everything. And it says, congratulations, right? Let's stop there and use our critical thinking. Why are they congratulating me? I didn't sign up for anything, right? You have been selected to participate in this Facebook survey, right? And this is now here, this to show you how stupid criminals are, right? This is off of Ways Daily.club, from what I can see, right? But it says that you have been selected to participate in this Facebook survey, right? So which one is it? Is it Facebook? Is it Google? Or is it the site? WaysDaily.club. It's none of the above. You're talking to criminals. All right? It may only take a minute, might I interject, for them to wipe out your bank account, and you will receive an exclusive gift. Wiping out your bank account at the end of this survey. They're scammers. All right? Learn to be discerning and try to identify deceptions, right? Like that. And they have a button, OK. So the OK takes place over the malicious link, right? And now there's a form where they call you, right? There's so many, these criminals are coming up with so many new ways to circumvent the criminal justice in you, because essentially they're jobless and this is their job. So now there's a new scam. Well, they'll just call you, right, from some unknown area code. Like in my area, Orange County 714. But if I get something from another area code, you're probably thinking, what is that, right? If you have to question, that is an answer. Because now there's a scam where they'll call you and they're just waiting for you to pick up the phone. Right? That's all they need. And then somehow they rigged it where you are going to pay for that call. And that's how they get your money. However way, they're going to try to put their hands where it doesn't belong, right? Like perverts. They all have the same modus operandi. They're in the wrong place, wrong time. They're up to wrong, okay? They don't belong here on YouTube, in our country, or anywhere. And it went on to saying at the bottom, other bullshits from this. Every week, only 50 lucky users will receive this invitation. Right? And they didn't mean users. They're using you and you're a victim. Each gift is limited to people who are vulnerable enough to fall for these criminals' ongoing bullshit. Don't fall for it. And here's how you know. Remember, I taught you this is how you know you're dealing with bank robbers. It says you have 4 minutes and 15 seconds to complete the participation before we give your Okay. And here there's an article about Facebook's and scam and TikTok. So let's just read this so you guys can kind of see how, like I studied in college, when these kind of people do things together, right? Birds of a feather flock together, right? They're maggots. Facebook gets paid. Facebook Global Admin Union is the company's $80 million annual lifeblood. Worker says it puts profit over people. Facebook is on track for record revenue this year. That's partly due to its lax approach to stopping scammers, hackers, and disinformation peddlers who buy ads that rip off and manipulate people. Ongoing scams on Facebook. Have you ever noticed on Facebook, people report something, and Facebook will report it to us. Do they actually try to do anything about it? Nope. Every time I report to them a scam, and there's a lot of them, they say we couldn't find anything, right? Well, there's an underlying reason for that. They just want to recruit anybody on Facebook to make money. Even if they're sick, they're sexual predators, they're scammer, it doesn't matter. It says former and current workers. By Craig Silverman and Ryan Mack. Last updated on December 10th, year 2020, 5:44. 2 years ago, a handful of Facebook employees began to raise internal alarms about a series of advertisements appearing in their news feeds. Purchased by a then up-and-coming lip-syncing app called musical.ly, known as TikTok. The ads featured teenage girls provocatively. And I'm on the TikTok app, and honestly, the app is strange. Gyrating to music in front of video clips. Yeah, they do a lot of, and they even have an officer, like a sheriff officer or police officer, and they're doing that, and her job is in jeopardy right now. Curiously as to why he and his colleagues were seeing ads ostensibly meant for young girls, one Facebook employee who was also a father dug into the company's advertising system at the time to determine what was going on. What he discovered wasn't an error, but Facebook advertising system working as intended. Now keep in mind, Mark Zuckerberg, right? He was the one who initially started this app, where without the girls' permission, he was uploading their photos and asking for people to critique their looks. He's not the best looking, right, Jew, right? And then he was comparing them to animals, how they look like farm animals, and without their consent, right? And he got in trouble for that. That is actually how he got kicked out of school. It's kind of like a peeping Tom. And essentially that's Facebook. They got their face up and everything. No sexual puns intended with that. But Facebook the social network's algorithm have been optimizing the ads for the audience interacting with them, mostly middle-aged men. Initial complaints about the ads, which continued after musical.ly was acquired and turned into TikTok, were rebuffed. Of course. That's the first thing I learned in my CJ class. Criminals lie. They lie and they deny. Okay? TikTok, which reportedly spent $1 billion on advertisement in 2018, was a valued business partner. Guilty by association, right? So, in the back of my mind, I told myself, I got off the Facebook platform many times over and I deleted everything. But then they're guilty by association, right? So they could still like look me up on TikTok or Twitter minus YouTube. So I give credit to YouTube. YouTube is most credible. Okay. And if today when I was trying to look up that pervert, I think he hid himself because I couldn't find him. And I did see other, semi pornographic stuff, but that's not YouTube. Okay, so you guys need to understand YouTube is not a pornographic platform. Yes, there's sexuality stuff here, but it's educational in nature, right? So, I did see stuff, that involved webcam and girls, but they weren't like hardcore porn, right? Because YouTube doesn't want it. And for that sake, we need to have the highest respect for YouTube. I do. It went on to say another person in a position known as BuzzFeed News that a Facebook manager's response to this concern was to restrict access to data about the ads targeting. The ads persisted for at least a year and a half, long after they had been publicly flagged in Facebook Workplace Forum. Following a publication of this story, company spokesperson Joe Osborne disputed this timeline, saying this isn't accurate. Okay? We don't care what Facebook has to say. Right? Who is Facebook? They're not the face of America. They're not even in my Santa Ana College American Gov glossary. And they were slammed. The only reason why Facebook was brought up at the very beginning of my book was to slam them. It says this isn't accurate. We first learned about this in 2019, not 2017. It's so weird that I only hear my 8-year-old nieces talk about TikTok and then see these ads with voluptuous young ladies targeted to men over 35 years old. One Facebook data scientist write on the company's internal message board last year, are we indeed making sure Facebook is not creating a predator's paradise? Yes, they are. Okay. I used to joke around and said, you know what? Now Facebook has turned into a fuck book. Because it literally is. You know how they said, here's your possible friends, right? And I tell people, if Facebook is or whatever, your friends are like the table of content, right? I look at friends that I could possibly connect with, and all I see is tits and dicks and nude photos and people getting it on or smooching their ugly ass boyfriend, gross, posting it as their profile. It's turned into a fuck book. But keep in mind, look at the source. You're dealing with somebody like Mark Zuckerberg who did that. Right? That kind of creepy stuff where he was uploading photos of girls without their knowledge. Right? He still is doing a lot of stuff and not letting people know about it. It's so weird. You look at all the descriptions that I say and everybody say about Mark Zuckerberg, okay? He's behind Facebook. Weird, right? Crazy. They're not good descriptions. Facebook's handling of TikTok's ad is one of the many examples of its advertising system run amok in the company's ongoing prioritizations of revenue over the safety of its 3 billion users. And let me tell you something, that's bragging, because if you look on Google, and I'm not going to because I'll lose my place here, they have like Google review on Facebook and several millions only. And most of them are, so you're thinking 3 million, they're just bragging, they're just tooting their horns. As much as people are still stupid to be on there and be used by Facebook, there's a lot more people, right? Countries that don't want to have anything to do with Facebook. China, Korea, Syria, and Iran. And I'm pretty sure there's more coming. The public good and the integrity of his own platform. It's pointless talking about Facebook. You guys notice about that? It's almost as if it's pointless, right? It's like I said, some people's thoughts, especially crazy individual, goes around and around and around nowhere, right? Consumers are sold goods they never received or are lured into financial scams. As long as Facebook's get revenues from all of this crap, legitimate advertisements accounts or pages are hacked and used to peddle those non-existent goods or scams. Credit card numbers are stolen, but the end result is often the same. Same shit. Facebook's banks ad revenue wise users get ripped off. Okay. Are we indeed making sure Facebook is not creating a predator's platform? And frankly, I don't care to read about the rest. I'll jump into what I wanted to say next. I was joking around with my boyfriend at 34 minutes. I contacted, remember the 2 disabled guy at Echo Town that I decided to help out, and they turned out to be 2 dickweeds, like most disabled people. And I'm basing it off of my personal experience. So, they give people the runaround. So I contacted his friend because that was the only number I had. He gave me the number to the guy that I actually helped pay $20 to his laptop because he only has 60 of 80. I contacted him, and some people they're all mouth, right? So he was saying how he's going to send it out Saturday. As to why, this is something I want you to take note of. You notice people who bums money and IOUs and stuff, they want like your money like right now, right? But when they pay it back, they take forever, right? So as to why he like kept on saying Saturday, there's no explanation for it. They're dickweeds. Just because they're disabled doesn't mean they can't be dickweeds. And I'm telling you, from my personal experience with a lot of disabled people, they are. Right? And I was telling my boyfriend, and I'll tell the world. They look weird for a reason, because they are. Okay? So he was, I called him, and he was trying to give me the runaround. And I said, I'm just calling you to remind you to send the 30, right? Since I help him out of 27 some cents to my house. And, he's trying to give a runaround. And I said, you know what? I don't want to hear it. Just send me my money. And I didn't even give him a deadline until he said this. He says, you better stop harassing me. And, so I had to put my foot down and I said, you borrowed my money. Okay. I didn't give it to you. And I knew helping these two disabled dickweeds, the way they look, was wrong, all wrong, right? So I told him that. And I said, me asking for my money is not harassing you, and you know it. And I think he was trying to get away with not paying me back because when I called his Filipino caretaker, you know what? I would not take care of these individuals with all the money in the world. The caretaker had no idea that, these two disabled people borrow money from me because probably they do have money, right? And then, I told him, just stop your bullshit. Just send me my money. Okay, that's not harassing me. And so I texted him back and I said that. I said, me asking for my $30, I did not give it to you. It was an IOU. Is not harassing you. And you know it. Okay, don't be playing all disabled and dumb. I'm disabled myself and I don't do bullshit like that. And I said, you're going to send me the money, right, as soon as possible tomorrow, not Saturday. All right? Idiots like him, bums and scums, and people who IOUs, right? You notice when they need your money, they need it like right now. But then when it comes to them paying back, right? Like, you don't know. That's if you ever get your money back. So the big question is, why the fuck are we investing our money in these bums? They are bums. Okay, across the board. My definition of a bum, and that's just not isolated to disabled people, any bum in my eyes is somebody who checkmark, doesn't care to work out anything in their life or care to look for work, right? And that's why the Social Security Administration is always testing to see this fine line if these individuals are just, totally incapable of working or they're just pulling a fast one, which most of them are, okay? So that's one thing. They don't care to work out anything else. They don't care to look for work, right? 2, right? They don't care to learn, right? In relationship, how to go look for work, right? No education, no desire to learn, no desire to get smarter. They prefer being dumb and disabled, right? And then, of course, they have nothing to show. Literally, they have nothing to show. That's why this idiot here, right? You're talking about an adult here, folks, who wants a laptop for $80 and he cannot come up with $20. And I was nice enough to help him, and now he cannot handle giving back $20, right? They have nothing to show for themselves. And now he's really not going to have anything to show because if he never returns my money, I'm never going to do anything for him again. And not only that, I'm going to report him to CJ, my security guard friend in that area, to make sure they're not allowed to go back to Echotown. They really have nothing to show. And, his friend was wanting to buy, those gaming things to me. Like I have this Wonder Boom, right? It's a gadget, but I like it for the cross. And but I don't use it to party. I use it to study. So you got these disabled people, they don't have money, right? Not even $20 if their life depended on it. And now they want some shitty, right, computer game, right? They really have nothing whatsoever. Bums. Anybody who one or two or three qualifies to be a bum. And that includes all spectrums, from the poorest, most deprived, to the super rich. Like I told you recently, I saw some articles about rich kids, and they were saying, I don't even know how it's like to work. In my opinion, they're bums, and they're living off of their rich parents. They're bums. Either one of those three, either they have one, two, or three, or all of the above qualifies them to be a bum. So these rich kids on YouTube were saying, I don't know how it feels like to work. I just live off of my rich parents, and they give me several $1,000s to spend whatever every week or every month. That's nice. In my opinion, you're still a bum because you don't have work. And you're feeding off of people who does work, you see? It is what it is. But I was telling my boyfriend at 43 minutes, I was going to try to say, how the police says if it talks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it is a duck, in terms of prostitutes, right? But that's a call across the board. I really believe, like, in terms of those two guys that I dealt with, if they look weird, they are. That's my simple explanation for it, right? And as a matter of fact, my last psychology clinic that I left, all of them were like that, the staff. There was a Filipino front desk girl. She was very rude and strange. I was just simple things like, I've been sitting here for a while. The doctor still wants to see me. Became an issue. And she was very rude. Very problematic, and I'm going to give it back to her. I looked at her arms, and one of her arms was kind of hanging like this, like all stubby. I mean, it is what it is. They're defective. They're a defect, right? Whether it's in their personality, right? Their DNA, or physically. One of her arms was like this. Yeah, because I came up to her and all I did was said, is my doctor planned to see me? She made a whole big whoop-de-doo about it. And I was like, what the fuck? Right? My freedom of speech. And then I my eyes looked down at her arms, and they were hanging like this. Some people, they have really like stubby arms. Let me remember how her arms was. If they were both the same, or were they like one was shorter than the other? I think they were both the same length, but they're not like this. You see? They're both the same length, but they're not like this. They're more like this. Yeah, she was sitting there. And it didn't help. I was standing there and I was like, I was staring at her hand dangling. I have to laugh. Otherwise, I would go up, I would go back there, go on a mental shooting spree. So I told her, I said, you know what? I said, I want to talk to your manager. And so she let me talk to her manager. And guess what, you guys? The manager, I was talking to him. His ears. One of it was like this, literally. One of it was like deformed, like this. All I thought was, this is like some kind of a Halloween nightmare freak show. Because, it was Halloween. But this is this is not like Michael Myers. It's real. So his ears, I was talking to him, following him, and then I looked at his ears. His ears were like this. So here I am sitting looking at his ears, her arms, and God knows whoever else is gonna in there that has a defect. And I thought to myself, like, I mean, it is what it is. They're defective. And, one deformity affects the next. It is what it is. I am trying to present it and not be very mean about it. I see that all the time. Like, I have deaf friends, and I have an American Sign Book, Santa Ana College, but now I'm studying Vietnamese and Spanish because it's bilingual for criminal justice. But I have deaf friends, and I can tell you their deafness affects their interpersonal. Like, I had one deaf friend at Mary's Kitchen, and he literally got kicked out of there after walking around telling everybody else they shouldn't be there. And a lot of that interaction and lack of is because he's deaf. It is what it is. But I was joking around with my boyfriend, just like I'm joking around with you guys. But, it's a serious issue. I've seen shows on YouTube about these kids who are like that. And they are a big threat to themselves. These are the kids that have to wear helmet because they'll sit there and they'll like smash their heads up against the wall until it bleeds out. And yeah, these kids are locked up because if you don't lock them up, they'll go stick you with a knife and kill you. And not even know what the heck they're doing. And totally get away with it. Because the system it doesn't punish people like that. I gotta find that video. It is sad. It is what it is. And it's a big issue. And it'll help you understand why I feel the way I do. Yeah. Let me shut the door to the garage because there's cool air from here too. And what I'm talking about, it is psychology related in that we are talking about genetic defects and how it plays out in people's personality and lack of, right? And in my family, if you guys don't know, there's somebody in my family that is also has a lot of birth defects. So he is my age, and um, he is the brother of my cousin that's adopted, and so he's half French and Vietnamese. And he's my age, and Masito wants to come in. Masitos! Monkeys in, monkeys in, monkeys in, monkeys in, monkeys in, monkeys in, monkeys in. Tito in. Tito in. We're missing somebody. We're missing somebody. What's that? Okay. Okay. Everybody in. You guys gonna get sprayed for not listening to me. Everybody in. Water bottle coming out. Brothers. Cito in. Let. Cito, get your ass in. Get your ass in. Get. Get your. Sorry about that, folks. I love my kitties, but they have to learn. And I'm only lenient so much. When I tell them to get in, they need to get in. I give them plenty of opportunities to be out there. I don't think it's because they're disobedient. They just want to have fun. So I was telling my boyfriend, I have a cousin that has birth defects. He is the brother to my cousin that was adopted. And so the new mom, right, had a son with my uncle who passed away from cigarettes. He's defective, right? So when I first met him, right, um, when I first met him, I knew there was something wrong with him, right? And as to why he is the way he is, I don't know. There's a lot of secrets to their family and relatives I don't care about, and I don't like it. I don't think he is just like mentally challenged, because he has still. Who's making so much noise? Cupid, Cupid, you're done making noise. Cupid, you're done making noise, baby. Cover your poo poo. You good boy. And now he's peeing. I bought them this. It's made in Italy. Dog wipes. And it's, wow, it smells great. Lavender and argan. So lavender is soothing. Smells good. I'm going to wipe them down. But every now and then they do need a thorough shower. So I'm going to put this bag away because you guys can't hear me. I have to remind these kitties that they're not the boss. So yes, this smells wonderful. It's lavender, which is calming. And the argan, the argan's going to be very nice, right, for their skin. And it's made in Italy. So I was screenshotting this and show it to my boyfriend. It's special. So like I was saying, my cousin, right? He has a lot of birth defects, but I think he wasn't just born like that. I also think something was done to him because he has steel bars down his calf. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure something was done to him because as far as getting a straight story and right, yeah, they keep it very secretive. And to me, that raises high suspicion for me. But an hour. Hey, monkeys. You want me to spray monkeys? I got my water bottle right here. Monkeys, don't think the water can't reach you from here. You know, this cheap water bottle from the Dollar Tree, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But these are highly effective in telling your pets to cool it. This is a cheap dollar item, Dollar Tree. Just like the disrespect they give to people. I was going to say, as an icebreaker, I've got, this is exactly what I was looking for, and more. So this is a beautiful, proud to be an American lanyard. And of course, you can get this anywhere, but I got it in my favorite grocery store, Vons, and it was on sale. Monkeys, calm down. I got water bottle. So it was on sale for $4, and originally it was probably $14. I'm trying to adjust this so I can squirt it. They're getting out of hand. There we go. Little warning. So, isn't that beautiful, you guys? You can get this anywhere, but like I said, I got it at Vons, my favorite grocery store. And, they helped me get it. It was on sale. The guy said originally one of these is like 14. So I got it for 4, and it's just beautiful. The previous one that I had was a cheap one from the Dollar Tree. And I can honestly tell you, I boycotted the Dollar Tree because, it's not worth going there, getting their dollar items and having their cheap employees like disrespect you, right? So this is beautiful. I love it. And the last lanyard I got from the Dollar Tree, whatever, I left it on the street where it belongs. Proud to be an American, right? And I can honestly say, on defense of America, I find it very insulting that people, right, use this to make money. You see something like this and it'll say made in China. Made in China, right? Knowing how China feels about YouTube in the United States, I find that very insulting. So this, and the one I got at Dollar Tree, it was at the neck, but this one is at here. You can unbuckle here. Okay. It's beautiful. It's on both sides, see? Interchangeable. And it comes down to a little hook here. My favorite part, and a lot of you guys gonna like this, beer bottle opener. So this is USA. Isn't that nice? And you can also use it even to open a Coca-Cola bottle, which is something I need, and a good one. Because Dollar Tree sells these, but they're very cheap. So I love this. Also, this came with this extension too. It's kind of more like the old-fashioned Confederate flag, right? So on this side, you just see stars. Did you see that? But on the other side, it says USA. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. And I love the length. See? This is also used if you want to put it on your arms. Right? Now these are my keychains. I have a flashlight for security reasons with T-Mobile. It's pink, right? You can use this to temporarily blind somebody or something like this, right? So you could use it to kind of strike somebody and temporarily blind them in the eyes. Not scared. Not scared. I don't play games with people. I think people like the pervert today. They think I'm out to fuck around with them, right? And dance around with them. I'm not. Barking up the wrong tree. I am beyond that, right? Right. With your phone, I just did it. If your phone being locked, be careful. Be careful. Because right now I was using my thumb and they were saying I did it 5 times. And it's me. So if you do it like a lot, they'll lock you out. And I set it up so that my datas aren't erased. Because usually they'll say that, like if you forget your PIN or you do this. So it's whether you doing it or somebody else doing it, they'll wipe out your phone. So I always keep an eye on my phone. And another thing is just like helping these 2 disabled dorks. Do not let anybody borrow your phone. I don't care what sob stories they try to give you. Do not let them. Because, with so many free government phone programs and stuff like that, there's no reason why they can't get one unless they don't have the proper paperwork or qualifications or they're criminals or all of the above, right? It's not worth it. And you know what? That's my definition of bums. And I also think people who abase people in being bums are also bums. What I mean by that, right? Giving money to people who are panhandling on the street, right? They're a bum too because they're enabling these other bums, right? That's how I see it. So an hour, that is what I want to talk about. I try to keep to an hour. And also, just to show you how much I cannot stand idiots on my show, usually I'll just delete a video to get rid of that pervert off of my live chat, which I am, because that's the only way I'm going to really get rid of him or her or them. And also, usually I do it, just to get rid of, somebody giving me a thumbs down. Because to me, that's my way of dumping them. So that's all I want to talk about. I got them more food, kitty, from Vons. But there's other more competitive places like Walmart. The litters are way cheaper. But like a lot of places, Walmart, there might be a drive out. What else? There's a lot of free agencies that give out cat foods, and I'm going to use my CalFresh to actually, and I'll probably post a video about it today. Or no, I'm not going to post it today because I want a topic about talking about disabled people and people who are what I think they are in some way defective. And for people who are mentally ill and violates gun, they're called not mentally ill, but a mental deficit. So it's like you know how somebody you hear, oh, you have a bankruptcy. So usually when you hear somebody's mentally ill and they had a lot of gun violations, they're not allowed to have guns. I think it's called mental deficit, defect, right? All the same, under the same umbrella for all that I see it. Um, I was going to touch base on how in the criminal justice system they feel there's actually a genetic link to criminal behaviors. However, there's something wrong, right? And as I was saying, you can't come to a conclusion unless you have looked at everything. And based on my experience, right, these kind of individuals are incomplete. That is my most professional interpretations, right? Whether they can't walk, they can't talk, they can't pay back $20, right? There's so many experiences in my life, last 50 years of people like that. That's why I said, most of my friends are like for shits. And I'd rather be alone. Now you know what, right? And I'm proud that I am not in there. That's why with statistics and probability, it's not good to generalize and categorize people because I'm not like that, right? And I wouldn't want somebody to clump me in, right? I'm proud that I am, that I concentrate myself. I try very hard to make myself separate and apart from all of that. And as far as these two disabled dorks, if they try to pull a fast one, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. They've definitely taught me how dumb they are, and I would never do anything for them again. Not only do I think they're defective, they're very undeserving.